Hey, I'm Shalonda Gordon, and I'm a member of the Dream Team with Tracy Walker. And I just wanted to tell my story and my journey about Empower Network. Some of you guys might already know that I was that one that did that video where my hair was really kind of crazy. Like, I totally didn't think that that video was going to go viral like it did. Because if I had known that, I surely would have done something to my hair. So hopefully this is a little bit better for you guys, right? Right. Okay, check this out. Yeah, Empower Network started taking care of my bills. Now, guys, prior to Empower Network, I had been broke down a network marketer, pretty much MLM bound since 1996. I had tried year after year after year to find success in a business that I had no idea what I was doing. My background was in physical chemistry. They just didn't teach you marketing there, really networking either, right? And so I get into the MLM industry and I'm going around talking to people, 3-foot rule, handing out cards everywhere, doing what I was told to do, and having no success whatsoever, and actually spending a lot more money than I was actually bringing in. Um, okay, actually, really wasn't bringing in much money at all, right? Really didn't know what it meant to have a business and actually be able to have that business pay you. I had not experienced that. Now, over the last 11 years, I've still been, hitting and hitting and hitting, trying to make it work. But I did build my mother's mental health practice, and I ran that practice for 11 years and actually did a really good job at it. It wasn't a passion, it wasn't something I loved, but I did it and I did it well. At the same time, I was a single mom. So I've always kind of had a little bit of freedom with my time, but my time was still spent doing things I really didn't want to do. Okay, mental health wasn't really where my passions lied. Okay, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted a piece of the pie for myself. Okay, and then I wanted to show my daughters that they could have the same. Just wasn't working out that way. Every turn I made, I hit a brick wall until Empower Network. Funny enough, guys, in November of 2011, the end of October, I don't know if y'all know, but I've been with Tracy Walker for a really long time, and I followed her, and it's really a great feeling to finally hook my caboose to a train that's moving forward, because there's so many times I hooked my caboose to trains that just weren't going anywhere, but half the time going backwards, right? So I hooked my caboose to Tracy Walker, and no matter where she went, I went too. I followed her to a few companies and had little successes, because each of us really truly has success. It's just a matter of looking at that thing for the reality of what it is. It might not be $500,000 in 18 months. It might be that you've sponsored more people than you've ever sponsored before, and that's a success. It might be that you sponsored 2 people in a day and you've never sponsored more than 2 people in a year. That's a success, okay? So we have to kind of go back and look at those things sometimes. So with Tracy, I had mild successes going up. Most of it was Tracy really knocking out the old Shalonda and bringing in the new improved Shalonda, telling me the hard thing that I really didn't want to hear half the time, had me crying sometimes, but I didn't let her see that. I guess she might see it now. Well, anyway, so had me crying sometimes. But by the time Empower came around, guys, I was so jaded that I was like, look, I'm not spending another dime. I'm done. I'm done spending money. I just need some time. I need some time to recoup all the money I've spent over the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And so another person came and connected with me and was like, hey, are you on this thing with Tracy? This is in the beginning, very beginning of November, about the second week of November of 2011. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm a ride or die chick. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So if I'm joining anybody, that person's name is Tracy Walker. So for anybody else that might be trying to come up, people come and try to cross recruit you, or you should join me. Well, why? I'm connected with Tracy Walker. Why would I possibly join anybody else? That's just my mindset. It is what it is. She's done too much for me in my life. So when Empower Network came around and this other person came up to me, I was getting Tracy's emails. I knew what she was doing. I always knew what she was doing. Yet I wasn't ready to jump on board. I didn't care if it was $5. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I've been jaded. I'm wounded. I'm not healed, and I can't make this kind of decision any longer, right? And so the person asked me, and I told them, okay, I lied to them and said, oh, I'm already in it. I do everything Tracy does, right? Because I wanted to look a certain kind of way. I'm not the only one. Y'all look at me crazy if you want to, but it's the truth. So then I went ahead and I got off the phone with that person. I joined immediately, because one thing I can't stand is a liar, and I didn't want to be a liar for more than 5 minutes, all right? So I joined Empower Network, paid the $25, got my blog. Now, I had already been blogging, so it wasn't like I didn't understand what blogging was. I started using Empower Network to leverage my blog to get my blog to the first page of Google. And I will say this, every single blog post I did and connected to my Empower Network blog, every single one leveraged to the first page of Google. To me, my $25 was well spent. Well spent. Okay, that was in November of 2011 that I joined. I was doing this through March 2000, when I was doing the connecting the blog and get my blog to the first page of Google. Somewhere along there, someone signed up in March. And in March, someone bought a blog, and I now was having my tool for free, right? It was awesome. It was awesome. Well, then April comes around, and they're changing some things around in the company. I'm getting all these emails from Dave and Dave, like, whatever, man. Ain't nobody got time for this. This is a tool, and I'm still jaded, right? I'm just tired of spending out money and not making no money. I'm not even sure if this products are real. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is what I thought, because I thought I knew a lot. Now, as time goes on, I realize I don't know as much as I think I know all the time, but that's okay. And that's okay, right? So I went ahead and I joined. I went ahead and I was just watching. I had a decision to make if I was going to invest some more money. And I had this jaded Shalonda. And then I had this Shalonda that still knew she deserved greatness, right? I had this other Shalonda that was like, you know, girl, this could be it. You can't stop now. You've been doing this for 15 years. You can't stop now. So y'all, I made the investment. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day, and that one person that was paying for the blog, that one person that also obviously was getting the emails from Dave and Dave too, because I surely wasn't communicating with her, that one person made the same investment while I was asleep that night, and I woke up to getting my money back. Now, at this moment, things had changed. At this moment, I was like, hold up. I ain't never spent this kind of money and made that money back, okay, in the MLM industry. I ain't never spent this kind of money and made this kind of money back overnight in my sleep because somebody else sent some emails. All of a sudden, guys, I wasn't so jaded anymore. All of a sudden, the past was the past, and it was time for the present. It was time to move forward. It's funny how a little bit of money could do that to you sometimes, especially if you're a red personality such as myself. But I basically had to move forward. From that point forward, in May of 2012, I went to a little event that Dave Sharp came to with Tony Rush, and Tracy Walker was there in Atlanta. It was a small room, not a lot of people there. Everybody kind of on the edge of their seats. Everybody really excited about what was going on in the room, but you still had those few people that were guests that had come to, that were kind of looking around like, what the crap? What is this? Why are we here? But by the end of that event, they were at the edge of their seats waiting for more and more and more. I left that place and I came all in. Right? I came in up to another level. I got some more products. Like, hold up, I need to make sure I'm where I need to be. Then right after that, in June, they had another event in Atlanta, a bigger event. I guess 1,200 people or so. It was a lot of people, I could tell you that. And it was an amazing time, right? Connecting with people and seeing people. When 97% of the room stands up and they've made money, guys, I know for a fact that's not normal. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Left there, came completely in at that time, came completely in. From that point on, in June, I had my first like $1,700 day. $1,700 day, guys. Day, not day. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I hadn't had $1,000 days before. I used to wait tables. I used to bust my butt for that money, right? Bust my butt. My legs be hurting. My back be hurting. You know, I was even younger then, right? Couldn't imagine doing it today. But now to have that kind of thing happen when all I did was sit in my computer and send out a few emails and say hey to a few people, for real? Yes, for real, right? So basically, I went ahead and looked at that situation. Now, in July, I had some more sales, more and more. Well, in July, my business I was working with my mom kind of slowed down. And we were moving and we were downsizing, coming to an end. Really, it's like a layoff bound to happen, right? Downsizing, and I didn't have the money to pay my mortgage. So I used my Empower funds to pay my mortgage. And at that moment, something hit inside of me like, oh my God, I just made enough money in my business to pay my mortgage. But what some of y'all don't know is I also use that money to pay off my car. I also use that money to pay my lights, gas, water bill, cable bill, cell phone bill. Like, my Empower Network business was taking care of all of my expenses, and it was my business, right? My business. And I hadn't even been doing it full time. Well, guys, January of this year, I quit my job. Basically, December 13th, the layoff was over. The practice was closed down, and I'm full-time Empower. Came all in February again, which meant taking it to the next level. in the beginning of April, which right now, today, guys, is April 11th. Last week, I had my first $3,000 day, right? Yesterday, I had a $1,000 day. So last week, I had my first day where I made in a day what I was making in a month for 11 years, right? And then yesterday, I had a $1,000 day, which took this month, on the 10th of the month, I'm already making more in a month than I've made working for somebody else in 11 years. And at the same time, I'm a single mom, and I get to spend time with my kids. It's their spring break right now. They're actually in the other room getting breakfast together. I get to watch them and spend time with them like they know me, like I know them. It's like we're together all the time. It's real and it's possible. I was got a rental car. Went to see my mom this last weekend. Got a rental car. This is a quick story. And the lady who was managing the rental car shop, she had to bring me home yesterday with the car. And I'm sitting there listening to her. She's a single mom and she's working 50, 60 hours a week. She sees her baby like 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that, right? As a mom, and she's a single mom. Her mom's helping her out. And I'm like, you know what? I know how it feels. It seems like, what can I do? What can I do? Shalonda, I'm not sure I understand. I said, you don't have to understand. All you have to know is that maybe you might have to do something you've never done to get something you never had. Maybe, just maybe. You might have to do something you've never done to get something you've never had. I've had to do that a lot to get to this place. The great thing about Empower Network is it's not just the money, it's not just the products. The products actually change your mind. The products actually allow you to have a higher belief system in yourself, in what you're doing and how things work. The products, the inner circle, the conversations that the leaders have with us, with each other, and allow us kind of be flies on the wall and listen, they enhance our mindset and allow us to believe things we never believed. And the reality of it is that you can't have it till you believe it. Some things, guys, I believe now that I didn't even know I needed to believe. All because of some inner circle recordings. I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite one is Hypnotic Selling. One of my favorites, because I have quite a few. I listen to them a lot. People on the dream team will tell you I'm one of those inner circle junkies. I'll admit it. Some say I've had an addictive personality, and now I'm addicted to the inner circle. Deal with it, right? So it ain't a bad thing to be addicted to. But ultimately, I had to listen to that stuff, and it speaks to me, and it tells me things that, wait, I never thought about that. And it just expands my belief system over and over again. You have a $3,000 day, it expands your belief system just a little bit. People start looking like, wait a minute, this thing works. Guys, this thing works. On top of that, it's like family. It's family. I was just talking to a friend from my past, and I was like, only about 4 people made it through to my present. In my future, I have a whole new family of people I'm meeting each and every day. Our mindsets are changing together. We can understand each other because we know where we're trying to go. And even as we get there, we see further and further that we can go. Empower Network is more than just a business. It's more than an opportunity. To me, it's a blessing in disguise. It's like David to God. Like, if you know anything about David and Goliath in the Bible, I do that kind of stuff. But ultimately, to me, Empower Network has been something that has literally changed my life in a way I never would have seen. I never would have thought. I've connected with people I never would have thought I would have met. I've changed in ways that I don't even know the girl I used to be, and have no desire to go back and meet her again. None at all. And I'm so excited about who I'm still becoming. I'm knocking at 40, and I guess it's okay. It's okay because I'm comfortable with that. I'm knocking at 40, and I'm just extremely excited about what's to come. And I give credit to Tracy Walker for that. I give credit to Empower Network for that. I'm excited that finally 2 founders, Dave and Dave, actually took what they were seeing in the industry as an issue that was missing and made something happen. My story is still being written. This is just the beginning. Honestly, guys, this is chapter 1. That's all I can tell you. Maybe y'all might think that mortgage video was chapter 1, but my hair was so jacked up, I don't even really want to go with that. You know what I'm saying? So I say this will be chapter 1, right? And I'm excited to see chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, and the rest of my life, especially when my girls are sitting up here with me talking about their Empower Network. You know what I'm saying? And, my question would be to the next person, what's your Empower Network? What's your Empower Network? And Empower Network to me is what empowers me every day. Empower Network is my new family. Empower Network is my success. Empower Network has grown me. Empower Network is my strength. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you guys. I love you guys. And have an amazing day. And keep smiling. Bye.